A very good day to you, everyone, and welcome into the all-new Let's Talk Antique show. The reason why I say all-new is we'll be on TV later today on Channel 193. Check us out at 6 p.m. tonight on Channel 193 on Charter Cable. So, PA Productions in studio today. Hello, Philip. Hey, man. We'll be showing Let's Talk Antiques on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 193. Just wanted to let you know that. Now, your forecast, a chance of snow today, a little blowing snow out there this morning, not much to worry about. It's going to be cold all day long, so be aware of that. Wind chill factors down around 0. Your forecast for tonight calls for clear and a low near 4 degrees and a wind chill factor of 5 below 0. Sunshine tomorrow, nice day, huh? 25 for the high and a wind chill factor of 5 below 0. Mostly clear on Thursday night, a low of 17. Mostly sunny on Friday with a high of 33 degrees. So it is definitely going to be cold out there. So bundle up when you're out today. All right, we've got a house full of folks this morning as we'll get into that. We're going to do something first, Dave?
Yeah, Lucky, the first thing we need to do is, since we got all these musicians here, all these singers, is kind of do a real quick happy birthday Brian song.
Brian song, that was a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Brian song.
Well,
that was a movie.
I guess he is a movie.
Yeah. All right. So I would rather let professionals sing. So we got.
Well, that's what I'm
singers.
saying. Me and you don't need to.
Yeah, I don't need to sing. I would ruin his day. Happy birthday, Brian.
Well, then we could let Max do that Marilyn Monroe voice.
Max,
you gonna do the Marilyn Monroe voice?
Not right now.
All right.
I think use their imagination.
Well,
who's gonna kick it off? Tolly gonna kick it off?
Tolly?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brian. Happy birthday to you. Are you wondering what we're doing this morning with all these people in here? Check this out.
If you ever have a day when the man's got you down and everyone you know is playing you for a clown and your head is still spinning from the binge the night before, your loving mom and dad just kicked you out the door. Come on over, I'm going to show it to you. Everything I know, girl, everything to do. I'm going to set you an example, show you how to be. If you want to do right, girl, just do like me. Yeah.
Who in the world was that? That's the uncalled for. And dude like me. I tell you, that was a great song, and honored to have Tolly and Ray in the studio this morning. Good morning. Hey, Tolly.
Good morning, sir.
Ray, good morning.
Good morning.
And these guys traveled the road and did this song 1968.
No, December of 67.
67.
It
Well, it was a hit in 68.
Yeah.
It hit, but it was released in 1967.
Hey, Lucky, think about this. It was a #1 hit over the Beatles, over all those old boys.
Beatles, who are they?
Yeah, that's right.
Who are they?
We don't know.
I don't know them. I know these guys.
Well,
Listen. I was on stage with them at Bonnaroo, so
That's right.
The Beatles?
No,
Oh,
they uncalled for.
okay.
There's only one Beatle been on the stage at Bonnaroo.
Was you on the stage with him?
No.
Okay.
No, they wouldn't let me up there with him. But honored to have them in here. Dave, take it away.
Yes, sir.
Take it away.
Well, I'll tell you what, best way to take it away is to let Ray start the story about the uncalled for, how they started, how they ended, all the success they done. And
I wanted to hear about the record deal, Ray. I mean, you guys got an offer to go on the road
Yeah.
and tour. Go ahead and start.
Well, the group just about didn't come together. It was really an interesting thing. We had Cliff and Doug. Doug played rhythm guitar lead. Cliff was organ player. And I played drums. We were looking for a bass player and a lead singer. And we heard of a group here in Manchester called the LTDs, which was Larry, Tolly, and David Link, and they had a little group going. Well, we didn't need 4 of them because Russell Riddle was with them as well. So what we tried to do was to bring Russell, our bass player, over, and Tolly as lead singer, and they wouldn't come without Larry because they were all good friends, good buds, in school together and everything. So Doug wanted to play lead guitar. We finally convinced him, no, you stay at rhythm. And Larry was way ahead of his time. Larry was a fantastic guitar player for that age. And I can tell you a story about him and Chet Atkins later. But one of the interesting parts that took place that we got together, Tolly and I played football against each other in October of 1966 in the coffee pot game, and a week later we played.
Okay,
together.
who won?
Manchester won. Manchester beat us that game. So
Boy.
give him a little credit.
We don't get to say that often, Tolly. Good job.
49 years ago.
Yeah, that's 50 years ago. And the following Friday night, we got together for the first time and started playing. And the neat part was we had played together about 3 or 4 days, practiced every night. And I can't remember the young lady's name, but there was a young lady here in Manchester in charge of the March of Dimes for the state. And she came out and heard us and said, would y'all play Friday after Thanksgiving in Nashville for our March of Dimes kickoff? So she said, but we can't pay you. Well, that's okay. We can only play 3 songs anyway. But we went down, and the neat thing about it was Minnie Pearl introduced us.
Oh, my goodness.
We were in the
Did she
Maxwell
do that
House
howdy
Hotel.
stuff?
She did, and then she started talking about the boys with the long hair, and she started talking about our hip huggers and how excited she was up there. And said if I didn't know they were from Manchester, Tennessee, I'd think they were from Manchester, England. I remember that so clearly, and everybody laughed. But we did our 3 songs, and we walked off that stage, and we were booked through January the 10th. Something every Friday and Saturday night, and surprised us. So we had to come back and get busy because our first gig I think was around the 20th of December. So we had less than a month.
Hey, Ray.
Yes.
What was the 3 songs? Do you remember?
Boy, you're really asking me to go way back.
Hey, all you got to do is
I
just
remember one
make
of them.
up.
One of them I think was a Monkees song. I do remember that because the Monkees was real popular.
Last train from
It might have been the last train from Clarksville. I remember that was one, and I think we did a Paul Revere and Raider song, and I think our 3rd song was "This'll Be the Last Time."
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they were just coming out, and they were one of their first hits.
Yeah.
And so those were the 3 songs we did, and then we had to get serious about it. And one thing different about us that made us acceptable to the group, to the kids. I didn't like it at the time. I got aggravated several times along with everybody else. But Doug, he watched those songs, and we had to play them exact. He would look at his watch. He would watch the second. Wait a minute, guys. That's 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And we did 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We're a little slow. And I can remember that so well and remember getting aggravated. But, that's what the kids wanted to hear. And I was thinking, Pam and I recently have been to several groups, and a lot of the groups today try to sound like somebody else, and they change songs around. And I don't know why they don't realize that people want to hear songs that are hits. They want to hear the way the artist, did them at the time or did them that's doing them today. They don't want to hear your version of it. They want to hear the artist's version.
Right.
And I think that's one reason why DJs and karaoke and all of that became so popular and drew away from the little local bands performing.
Wanted it just right. All right, let me take a short break here. We'll come back with more in just a moment. You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques.
When I was growing up in Coffee County, I saw firsthand the need for good paying jobs. When I was county mayor, working with other dedicated Coffee Countyans, We recruited $240.6 million in industry investment in Coffee County. 2,968 new good-paying jobs to Coffee County. I'm David Pennington, candidate for Coffee County Mayor, and I ask you to join me and help make Coffee County an even better place to live and work.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
If you ever have a day when the man's got you down, and everyone you know is playing you for a clown, and your head is still spinning from the bench the night before, your loving mom and dad just kicked you out the door. Come on over, I'm going to show it to you. Everything I know, girl, everything to do.
Welcome back into Let's Talk Antiques here on Thunder Radio, and also on Channel 193, Charter Cable, on PED Productions, as we want to remind our radio audience that it will be on at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. And Tolly, Mr. Singer, Mr. Entertainer.
Good morning.
He's here with me. What's going on, Tolly?
Well, you know, I was thinking about all this antiques, trying to stand up and be somebody when we can barely move around nowadays. But, Ray, do you remember a group that we played with up in Monteagle back around that time? It was a British group that came through.
Oh, yeah, Purple Harlem. They had the
Procol Harum.
Procol Harum.
Procol
Purple
Harum.
Harem, is that right?
Procol Harum.
Procol Harum. They had the hit
Whiter Shade of
White
Pale.
Shade of Pale. Yeah. And there's an interesting, funny thing about that show that sticks out in my mind. We went up there. We were supposed to open for them, but they wanted to get on down the road. I think they had the show the next night in Atlanta, and they wanted to get on the road and on their bus as quick as they could. So they said, hey guys, your record's a little higher on the charts here than ours. Why don't you let us open for you, and then you guys play, and we can go ahead and get out of here and move on. So,
Ray, let's hear
that's
let's hear a little bit of that song that you were just talking about.
Oh gosh, I know.
I was feeling kind of seasick. The crowd called.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. We played that. Matter of fact, we may have even played at Bonnaroo this year. You know, when we went out and played the Bonnaroo.
Well, I remember the guitar player was world known because he was the one that invented the fuzz on the electric guitar.
Yeah.
And the way he did it was he took a screwdriver and poked holes in the speakers.
In the speaker.
And it worked, you know, till the speaker fell apart.
And that's the beginning of it, though.
And they were about to start, and they realized that the bass guitar was broken. And so our bass player, Russell Riddle, and their bass player got together and cut a deal, and they used our equipment. And and then I think Russell ended up selling him that guitar so they could get on the bus and leave.
Really?
And
Yeah,
Russell
he really
just-
liked that guitar. It was a solid cherry Gibson guitar, and it sounded wonderful. And so he just bought it and wrote him a check right there for it.
How about that? That's a good story. I like that.
Wouldn't that be a good guitar lucky to have now?
Woo, wouldn't it? That would be a
Talk
great one
about
to have.
antique.
Yeah, boy, it'd be a good one to hold on to.
Well, you talk about antiques. Doug still had his original Cherry Gibson back from that time frame, and he had his guitar case, which is made out of alligator skin, and the guitar case alone has been valued at more than $1,000. So,
Wow.
Some of the funny things that we did, you never know. One of like our record when it was released, the Dolly label, which was sent out to the radio stations. And by the way, WMSR was the first radio station in the nation to play that record. The first.
Yay!
How about that?
Thank you.
How about that?
Thank you.
We cut that record on Saturday. The producer gave us a tape, and we brought it down here on Monday, and it started playing Monday afternoon. You guys at WMSR had a whole lot to do with our success, because 3 or 4 weeks later, our producer calls down here and talks to the DJ, and I never will forget this, because I really didn't believe it, but he convinced me it was true. He asked him how our record was doing, and was it getting a lot of requests? And DJ says, requests? He said, I've been keeping count. He says, out of the last 60 minutes, we've had 50 requests to play that song.
Wow. That's great.
And he gets off the phone and gets on the line to Laurie Records in New York, and they decided right then and there to release it nationally.
How about that?
And
That's awesome.
That's exactly how that record got released.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, but tell the rest of the story. That's not the side you thought. The Do Like Me is not the side you thought was
It's
gonna
not
be
the
number
one I thought would be the number one
And you
song, but
No, I didn't.
who knows?
You never know what's going to happen. We thought the number one song would be Get Out of the Way, which is a flip side. And that song, Tolly wrote the words to that. And Get Out of the Way is pretty good because it's.
I've heard you do that. Yeah.
He's got this girlfriend. He wants to go out and travel and see the world, and his girlfriend doesn't want him to go. And what he's saying to her is get out of the way.
I don't know.
Absolutely, I don't know.
Now, is that not a good answer?
That's great.
Tolly, you need to be in politics.
You're talking to one. Ray, you're talking a moment ago about being worth $1,000 that guitar and case and everything.
No, just the case.
Just the case. Well, David Pennington's worth about $2.
Yeah.
It's worth $2. We'll sell him.
Any of Doug's people have that stuff, or do you have?
Doug's son has the guitar and the guitar case. Yeah, and as most of you know, there's only 2 of us left now. That's Tolly and myself.
2 out of what, Ray?
2 out of 6. We started with 6, and Cliff. Well, actually, I guess Larry Weldon was the first to die with cancer. Second was Cliff with a massive heart attack. And then this past year, we lost both Doug and Russell to cancer.
But now,
Wow.
Doug, Russell, you, and Tolly in 2011, you played Bonnaroo. So you had 4 surviving members that actually played Bonnaroo.
We did, and when we did our reunion concert you were talking about earlier, let me pass this over to you, Dave. I found this in the closet. I thought you might like it. And I brought Lucky one since he opened for us at Bonnaroo on our.
Thank you, man.
And what we did
Oh,
there,
yeah.
that's got all of our signatures on it.
Well, thank you.
After the show, we're going to
Thank you very much.
Thought that might be something you guys would like to hang on the wall.
Hey, just to let you know, Lucky, you can run out here on the other end of town and you can buy a frame that'll fit this exactly right.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah,
I'm going to get it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, before we go to break, I think, Ray, you got something to do there before we go to a break
Yeah,
here?
do you guys mind if I get a little comfortable?
Yeah, go ahead.
And,
Don't,
you know,
not too comfortable now.
Now I got to admit, where I'm sitting, the angle's not exactly right.
Yeah.
and I'm getting a little shine off the top
shine
of
on
your
my
head.
head.
Would you mind taking this and handing this over to him? See, I used to wear that on
your hair.
Well, I used to wear it on stage. I was always the clean-cut guy like I am today, and I didn't want to be one of those.
Okay, I got to take my headphones off. Okay.
Turn around, let
Okay.
the camera see.
Okay. Do I
Now,
look
this
good?
is lucky.
Do I look good?
This is lucky when he was 20.
Do I look good? Except the hair was blonde instead of.
I wrote checks. How's he look?
Boy, that's hot.
All right, here we go.
Golly.
That's enough.
Now that's back to normal. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back with more.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
When I was growing up in Coffee County, I saw firsthand the need for good paying jobs. When I was county mayor, working with other dedicated Coffee Countyans, we recruited $240.6 million in industry investment in Coffee County. 2,968 new good paying jobs to Coffee County. I'm David Pennington, candidate for Coffee County Mayor, and I ask you to join me and help make Coffee County an even better place to live and work.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday. Little music from the Uncalled For, talking with these folks this morning. Tolly,
Yes,
got a little
sir.
story to tell?
Well, yeah, they're getting one out of me. We were in Memphis playing downtown for the week and ran into Elvis and went out to his house and playing on his piano and
Yeah.
singing gospel music.
Oh,
and
he'd love to
everything.
do that,
And
yeah.
it was real late at night, and we decided we'd go downtown and get some chicken.
Yeah.
And so I was driving, and he was riding shotgun, and we pulled in the chicken place, and there's a whole bunch of kids over there, and all of a sudden they pointed at us and got excited, and Elvis went, "Oh no, this happens every time I get out in the public." He said, "I'm sorry about this," and I said, "That's all right." And they run up to the car, but they ran over to my side of the car because they'd seen me playing downtown, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah,
wanted my
yeah,
autograph,
yeah.
and didn't even know he was in the other side of the seat.
One thing I liked about that story is the way it kind of ended. They get ready to pull off, and one of the girls turns to one of the other girls and says, "Who's that on the other side?" And the girl says, "Oh, I don't know. It's nobody." He had his hat pulled down and everything.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Wow.
Then
I bet
somebody
Elvis
asked him-
appreciated that.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't, there's not enough time to tell all the stories, is there, Ray?
No, there really isn't. You know, one thing that I guess we really believed in helping the March of Dimes. That was one thing we all did, and we all really enjoyed working with their programs. And they invited us to Chattanooga to play on the telephone, and we had a great time. We were the first rock and roll group after 12 midnight. Prior to that was country. And so we go on and we're playing, and did our 3 songs. I think we got to do 3 songs there.
It's 3 songs again.
3 songs again. And as we finished, the group ahead of us was the Carter family. And they were, they were the headliners kind of for them. And Johnny Cash was there, and he was over at the side. He didn't perform that night. And so, we're talking to them, and one of them kind of got mad at Larry a little bit for playing while they were singing. But anyway, that's a different story.
Tuning his guitar.
Tuning his guitar right before we went on. And anyway, one of their publishers was John Denny with Cedarwood Publishing in Nashville.
Yeah.
And he walked up to me and he says, "I understand you're the spokesman for the group." And I said, "Well, yeah, it kind of falls in my area. What can I help you with, sir?" Well, I knew he was somebody important because he had French cuffs and gold cufflinks. And I hadn't seen too many guys around here wearing that type of stuff. And he said, "Well, my name is John Denny. Do y'all have some original material?" And he says, "Yeah." He said, "Be in my office Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And I says, "I can't." And I didn't realize not too many people told a producer, big record producer, that you couldn't do something. And he said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I'll be in English class." He said, "Well, what time can you get there?" And I said, "We can get there about 4:30. He said, "Okay, I'll see you at 4:30. So we get in the car, Doug and myself, and we drove down to Nashville, go in and talk with him. We didn't know what was going on. We're new at this. We'd only been doing it at this time. We'd only been playing together a little over 2.5 months.
Wow.
And so he said, "I liked your sound," and he says, "Let me hear your original." We handed him just a little tape that we'd done on the cassette. He listened to it and he says, "Come on with me." We go up and we go in this big office, bigger than this studio right here.
Oh yeah.
And it had a big old cherry desk, and this guy sitting behind wearing a tailor-made suit. Puts it in and listens to it. He says, "Is these the guys you want?" And he says, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, get them in." Well, we get up and walk out. Go back down to Mr. Denny's office, which is a fourth of the size of this studio. And he said, "Okay." And he gets out his calendar. He says, "What are you guys doing Saturday morning?" "Well, nothing as far as I know. What you got in mind?" He looked up and he says, "We're going to cut a record."
That
was that quick. I bet we wasn't in there 40 minutes. Whole time.
Holy cow.
It was a good thing Johnny Cash talked to him into talking to Ray, wasn't it?
How about that? That's awesome.
Yeah, a country star got us going with it.
How about that? Johnny Cash. Ray Sechler's here, and Ray wanted to drive the bus for y'all. Why didn't y'all do that? I mean,
I survived Leonard Skinner. I can survive anything.
Did they? Was it a contract negotiation? They didn't want to give you enough money or something? Was that it?
We didn't have any money.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
Hey, Lucky, also, they didn't even have a bus.
Yeah, we rode in a hearse.
I didn't want to drive that.
That's awesome. All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
When I was growing up in Coffee County, I saw firsthand the need for good paying jobs. When I was county mayor, working with other dedicated Coffee Countyans, we recruited $240.6 million in industry investment in Coffee County. 2,968 new good paying jobs to Coffee County. I'm David Pennington, candidate for Coffee County mayor, and I ask you to join me and help make Coffee County an even better place to live and work.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
All right, good morning to you, everyone. 8:56 as we return to Let's Talk Antiques. Remember, this show will be shown TV. Oh, my goodness, we're going to be on TV on Channel 193 at 6 p.m.
Households, Lex.
Well, welcome to 30,000 people watching Let's Talk
it's about
Antiques on the
100,000
radio.
Because the average is about 3 people per household.
Okay, well,
You're
yeah,
gonna
that's
be
true.
famous, Lex.
Famous.
Thunder
I'm
radio.
Get me some
radio.
8x10 glossy pictures.
Mine's glossy already, right? Let's see.
I wanted to.
Max, you got a story here?
I wanted to talk to Ray about and Tolly a little bit about what I found yesterday. That a group did a cover of "Do Like Me," and they were from, I thought, Australia, but you said they were from Germany.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're from Germany. We found it when we got back together.
Really?
We were just searching the internet, and we just got our web page up, and I think Russell Riddle found it, came in and
Well, how about
played
that?
it, and it's got kind of a funny accent.
I heard it yesterday, and the voice is not as good as Tolly's. On the lead.
Well, that would be hard to match.
What is it?
I'll
They
pay
say
you that $5 I owe you then.
They say, what is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery, or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, I just thought it was neat that you guys had a group doing a cover.
Yeah, it is. Anytime, neat things that when think back, things that just even right here in Manchester, like, for example, to me, one of the best shows we ever had beside Bonnaroo was the night that Robert Knight and the Fairlanes came, and he was number 8 on the charts with Everlasting Love, and then Ronnie and the Daytonas came up from Memphis, and we played at a little feed store in the back of a feed store off of 41 there. And we just had, just a lot of little old memories like that. One of my latest memories, it's kind of funny. When I break a drumstick or whatever, I kind of toss it out front and it rolls up or whatever. And we were doing the reunion show, and I broke a stick, and I just kind of tossed it up towards Tolly, and he usually kicks it out in the stand. And David goes running up, and David grabs it, and his little granddaughter comes running up and said, "Papa, can I have this?" He said, "No, you cannot have this." So, David, would you take that to your granddaughter?
Well,
There's one of my drumsticks right there.
I'll take that to her.
You better take it to her.
What?
Because I'll get you if you don't.
Take what?
I hear you.
I know we don't have much time, but do you remember the fella up north that is writing the history of rock and roll?
I don't remember his name. A guy out of New York contacted us right before Bonnaroo. Matter of fact, he saw we were playing on Bonnaroo and said he's doing a history of rock and roll, and found our song and liked it and wanted permission to use our photograph and permission to talk about us in his book. And we said yes, that was fine. And he said he was going to try to get down to Bonnaroo because he could do 2 or 3 interviews at that time.
Maybe it was
But
the
he
guy
never
wearing the
showed up.
tutu that night.
It might have been.
Just saying. All right, we got to roll on that one. Guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Tolly, good to see you. Ray, good to see you.
Thank you
Thanks for the
having
hair.
us. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the hair. David, Max, I was going to say something to David nice, but I just can't. So, Ray, Max, I don't know.
Hey, you do know you hurt my feelings. You know I'm really sensitive.
Yeah, I can tell. Pam, you made it through. Didn't have to talk.
Is that okay, Pam?
All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks so much. Thanks to the TV station, Channel 193. Appreciate them coming up. Philip, awesome as always, man.